Good day, ma'am. Good day, mga person. We are the reporters of e-commerce development, e-commerce law of the Philippines and related regulation. The group member, Rachel Rose L. Ingarcial, Meraflor Canonigo, Liniger Borja, and Junada Tumanong. Objectives of this lesson: discuss the efforts of law of the discuss the efforts of the Philippines government in promoting the development of e-commerce, e-business in the country, discuss some relevant aspects of the e-commerce law of the Philippines, and explain some illegal and administrative issues affecting the adoption of e-commerce and e-business. Computerization in the Philippines. Business machines like computer were originally meant for the private business sector in aid of developing product or doing services in expanded manner, thus enhancing productivity, efficiency, and consistency. So, computer in the Philippines is money siya ang mag-enhance. Nowadays, we are all using technology. And then, mas higher atong technology karon. Unlike before, na ginagamit is typewriter, where the popular device used in offices and commercial establishment. Then before, big din na kayo pag computer machine way back in 1960 or 70. Computer in the Philippines was initiated in the private sector, particularly in the banking and financial services sector. Ang pwede ra makasulod sa ilang computer rooms is katong mga employees nga responsible sa pag-deal o kwarta sa pag-transact sa mga higher level of accuracy. Whereas now nga pwede na daghan mogamit og technology. Next is computer used in the government bureaucracy. Related services of government bureaucracy were initially engaged in computerizing its operation. Ang large size of computer were used is government services and insurance system and social security system. Ang islang duha is for database requirement and processing of loans and related services. And then, ang kaning Department of Education, Culture and Sports is the one who process payroll needs of its teacher nationwide. And then, ang National Computer System or NCC was part of the military organization, meaning Armed Forces of Philippines. Dayon, ang National Computer System is nasa sa part sa military organization. In fact, NCC office was based at the headquarters at the Armed Forces of the Philippines in Cap Emilio Aguinaldo in Quezon City. Ang NCC is become relevant not only for the military but also in civilian use. So NCC expanded and moved to civilian agency in Department of Science and Technology. So ang NCC had a broader role in ICT because siya ang responsible for the development, dissemination, and interpretation of the policies and guidelines for ICT application, operation, and procurement. NCC is mandated for formulate policies, standard, and provide policies guidelines for the development. So, ang NCC or National Computer Center is a primary agency directed to promote the use of computer IT in the government. And then, ang ICT bodies in the Philippines. Pushing forward the large-scale use of computer in the Philippines is evident in its initiative in establishing policies, regulations, laws, and organization machinery to handle various aspects relating to development of Information Technology Council. So, Information Communication Technology bodies is ang further boasting the use of IT is the establishment of the National Information Technology Council and in 1994. Then ang border initiative was establishment of the Information Technology and E-commerce Council year 2000. Then ang ITCC was transformed into CICT, which means Commission on Information and Communication Technology on January 12, 2003. Government initiative related to business application. The organization machinery of the Philippines government had its share in applying or using IT in pursuance of the ideal of e-business by way of implementing a specific project of activities associated with a government. World Bank defines a government in terms of its use of ICT to improve the efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, and accountability of government. A government has ability to transform relations with citizen, business, government, employee, and other arm of government. And then, terms of a government, also the use of electronic media in the facilitation of government process. Wide range of application making use of multimedia like broadcasting, radio networks, computer networks, mobile phone networks, and other similar electronic device. Then, ang last, potential application in government services is the level of adoption of use of computer in various agencies of the government sector. Including GIS, GSIS, SSS, Department of Budget and Management, Home Mutual Development Fund. So, a government organization to information communication technology and to electronic homepage. And then, siya to apil saya ang international market, domestic market. And then, in terms of services, diri pod mo sulod si buy product and services, si electronic homepage, sell product services, market, client, public sector or private sector. So, connected ra ni sila sa services. And that's all.
So, good day everyone. By the way, I am Miraflor A. Canonigo, the second reporter. So, figure 124, a modality of bureaucracy going business and or e-governance. So, G2C, or government to customer, is transacting public. Then, G2B, or government to business, is a private business community. Then, G2O, or government to other organization, is others or NGOs and or civil society. Then G2E, or government to employee, is agency employees. Then G2G is government to government. Then siya is other government organization. Then G2I is government to international community. So as shown in the figure 124, other than doing an e-business transaction can apply e-business concept and variety of models as follow. First is G2B, or government to business. So G2B, or government to business, is a relationship between business and government where government agencies of various levels provide services or information to a business entity via government portals or with the help of other IT. So the next is government to international community, or G2I. The international community should promote and protect the right of housing, land, and property, as well as the right of voluntary return in safety and dignity. So, next is government to government, or G2G. It is a term used to describe interaction between governments, typically at the national level. This interaction can take a variety of forms, including diplomatic relation, economic cooperation, military alliances, and so on. Then the next is G2, or government to other private organization. Describe the processing which a piece of property or business goes from being owned by the government to being privately owned. It generally helps government save money and increase efficiency, where private company can move goods quicker and more efficiently. And the last is government to employee, or G2E. A government's to employee partnership, or G2E, is one of the four main primary interaction in the delivery model of e-governance. It is the relationship between online tools, sources, and articles that help employee to maintain the communication with the government and their own companies. So next is the figure 125, a more concrete application of e-commerce in the bureaucracy. So, government to customer announce job vacancies online. Then, ang G2B, or government to business, conduct online auction and bidding. Then, government to other private organization networks with NGOs. Then government employee, or G2E, salary through ATM. Then G2G, or government to government, communicates with other bureaus online. Then government to international community, or G2I, communicates with United Nations agency online. Then next is figure 126, option for a business application in the bureaucracy. So, e-governance agency to products, then service Tandarian departments, bureaus, and LGUs. And sa product is product services marketing, information dissemination. Then sa services, kuan po niya information dissemination, document sharing, services delivery, online servicing, educational services. Then sa products marketing ay sa product or service marketing is kung ano siya, various product or services. Then sa informational dissemination, vision or mission, directory of officials, publication, and announcement. Then sa document sharing, programs, policies, job vacancies, research plans and outputs, then supplies, requirements, then sa service delivery, government forms, online registration, chat, bidding announcement, then online servicing, feedback and comments, then sa educational services, circular offerings. And that's all. And the next reporter will be Lena Joy Borja.
Hey everyone, I am Lena Joy T. Borja, the next reporter of the Group 5. So as we go on toward today's topic, we will discuss now the top 10 e-government countries. So these are the top 10 e-government countries. First is the USA, which has the percentage of 57.2. Second is Taiwan, percentage of 52.5. Australia, percentage of 50.7. Canada, percentage of 49.6. United Kingdom or UK, the percentage of 47.1. Ireland has a percentage of 46.9. Israel has a percentage of 46.9. Singapore has a percentage of 55.0. Germany has a percentage of 40.6, and Finland has a percentage of 40.2. So these are Asian countries. There are 6 Asian countries, which are the Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Brunei, Thailand, and Indonesia. Malaysia has a percentage of 30.0. Philippines has a percentage of 30.8. Vietnam has a percentage of 32.7. Thailand has a percentage of 30.8. And Indonesia has a percentage of 30.0. So among these Asian countries, Singapore has a rank of first, followed by Malaysia. So Singapore ang pinakataas na rank sa e-government countries. Then the next is the Malaysia, and with the Philippine General running third or the second to Malaysia when Singapore is taking out of the grouping. So Canada mo ni siya ang the first in the e-government. So Canada ranked first out of 22 countries surveyed in customer service maturity in e-government. So the use of ICT has inspired many governments worldwide to operationalize the concept of e-government at various levels. So these are followed. So this Canada followed by United Kingdom. Then United States, Denmark, Singapore, and Australia. So the survey was done by the international consultancy firm or the Accenture as part of the 6th annual global report on government service delivery. So this is the 5th consecutive year that the Canadian government was acquired the status. So, during the 2005 study of Accenture on the subject of the e-government goes beyond measuring to the extent to which government offers services online. So, the study of this dealt with leadership is delivering through customer service. So, there are four key aspects. The Accenture developed a parameter focused on four key aspects. These are the asset, citizen center perspective, then cohesive multi-channel service. C is the fluid cross-government service. Then the last is proactive communication and education. So the study of the Accenture found out that while e-government offering across the board are well advanced with an average service maturity built of 91%. So they birth at 91%. All countries have room for improvement to realize that the broader goal of leadership in customer service, so which measures four key aspects. Another is atong PPT. So they have four key aspects of service delivery, including katong yung sa nato pag how will governments are delivering service, kung sa nila pag-deliver ang ilang mga serbisyo through multiple channels. So the citizen survey, nakita nila nga while ang mga citizen mas gina-prefer nila ang number of different methods sa pag-communicate nimo through governments. So these are the Philippines e-commerce law. First is the Republic Act 8792, known as the Electronic Commerce Act. So, inspired and challenged by the growing practice of e-commerce business in other parts of the world, the Philippine government took an initiative of having its own legislation that will address the e-commerce business aspects. So, one is si Chairman Committee on ICT, Senator Ramon Magsaysay. Siya ang nag-sponsored sa enactment of the Philippine e-commerce law. Nahitabo ni siya on June 14, 2000. Kaning Republic Act 8792, muna siya ang signalizing a more committed effort in putting forward idea of e-commerce or e-business as part of the country's practice, trade, or e-commerce. Then, Section 2 of RA 8792 stated the declaration policy of the Philippine government. So, the state recognized the vital role of information and communication technology, or the ICT, in nation building to the need to create an information-friendly environment with supports and ensures the viability, diversity, and affordability of the ICT products and services. So primary responsibility ani sa ICT is the private sector in contributing investment and service in telecommunication and information technology. So the need to develop with appropriate training, kailangan na siya i-training ang program, then institutional policy changes. Then the human resources of information technology age, a labor force skilled in use of ICT, and a population capable of operating and utilizing electronic appliance of computers. So next is the kaning as under of Section 4 RA 8792, mo ni siya ang dire na apply ang any kind of data. Mo ni siya ang the Electronic E-Commerce Act. They apply the any kind of data such as message and electronic document used in the context commercial and non-commercial activities to include domestic and international dealings, transaction, arrangement, agreements, contract, and changes of the storage of information. So another important provision of the law provided sa Philippine e-commerce law for under Part 4 of RA 8792, which laid down the ground rules on the use of electronic data messages, electronic documents, and electronic signature within the government bureaucracy. In particular of Section 27 provide as this follows. Part 4 of Section 26. So, this establishment of the RPWED to promote the use of electronic data messages to the government and to the general public. So, kaning RPWED also mo ni siya ang the House of Representatives Resolution 1890. So, this known as RPWED. So, allow further provide section under Section 4 of kaning Section 26. In particular, of stated within 2 years from effectively of RA 8792, there shall be installed an electronic online network in accordance with the Administrative Order 332 or 332, the RPWD. So, the Section 29, the Department of Trade and Industry, or known as the DTI. So, no naman kayo ng mga DTI, no? DTI shall direct and supervise the promotion and development of electronic commerce in the country with relevant government agencies without prejudice to provision of Republic Act 7653 and Charter of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and the Republic Act of 337 or the General Bank Act as amended. So, kung magama mga kag-innovation or product, kailangan na to siya kumbaga i-present sa DTI para ma-insured ang imuhang product, para secured ang imuhang product. Kung asa siya taman, ang say mga kuan na nimo mga product na. So, other relevant administrative efforts and regulatory initiatives. So, other than enactment of the e-commerce law, the RA 8792 in the year of 2000, several other laws were put in the place of operative agencies of the government. In particular, the NCC have made a series of moves setting out guidelines in form of policies, circulars, administrative orders to the further pursue to the development of e-commerce, e-business in the Philippines. So, muna siya ang among relevant laws and circulars as well as administrative orders meant to fire up the e-commerce in the Philippines. First is the Government Procurement Reform Act or the RA 9184 and its implementing rules and regulation. B is the CICT Memorandum Circular Number 1. This is setting guidelines in the administration of the PH domain name which took effect on October 15, 2004. Letter C is the NCC Memorandum Circular Number 2003 or the one setting guidelines. Dili siya mag-set ang mga guidelines on appliance to the e-commerce law on stages 2 to 3 of the UN as pa 5 stages of the e-government, and it was made nagama ni siya effective on July 31, 2003. Letter D is the NCC Memorandum Circular number 2002 or number 2002. One setting the guidelines on the creation of the agency's official website and compliance to electronic commerce law and stage 1 on the US as past stages of a e-government. So kung sa NCC Memorandum Circular 2003, nag-guidelines siya sa compliance of e-commerce law and stages 2 to 3. So, kining NCC Memorandum Circular 2002, nag-guidelines siya sa mga creation sa agencies, official katong mga website and compliance to electronic commerce. Next is the E, Administrative Order 332 or kaning RPWED. So, directing all government agencies and instrumentalities including katong mga local government such as local government units to undertake interconnection through the internet to be known as kaning RPWED. Letter C is the ICT Advisory Number 2004 or 204, directing the inclusion of website and address the official electronic mail or the electronic mail or email address in all official communication materials. Sa G, ICT Advisory Number 2/2003 establishing guidelines to EDUC-PH registration mo itong mga maestra kanilang gigamit nga EDUC-PH. Kung sa ICT Advisory Number 2004, mo ni siya ang email nga ginagamit nato. Then, kaning sa mga maestra mo ni ang Advisory Number 2003.